Good morning. I'm so happy that you're here. This is Positive Strokes, Staying Clean, and I'm Robert Goodman. Today we're going to talk about control and power. You know, in my recovery, recovery taught me to live life on life's terms and to be able to control my feelings and my actions so I don't allow situations to make me act other than myself. You know, there's people that'll come into your life that will try to push your buttons, cause you to act other than yourself, to live rent free in your head. And you have to have power and control over your feelings and how you take their information, their negativity, their feelings that they're putting on you to make you act a certain way. You don't want them to have control over you and your actions, cause you to do things that you would regret later on. You must learn how to protect your peace. I learned how to protect my peace. I learned not to act on feelings and emotions because I had to teach myself to control my feelings and emotions and understand why I do and feel the way I do when certain situations act. And that caused for me to do soul searching. But the interesting thing about recovery is that when you start on your recovery, you do not know where you're going to end up. You do not know how recovery is going to change your life. You know that your addiction destroyed your life. You know it. Addiction took so much away from you that you just want something different. You want something better. And this is the only hope that you can see at this particular time is recovery. You've given up. So you go through the path of recovery. And they tell you that your life is going to get better. One day at a time, your life will get better. Just stick with the program of recovery and your life will get better. So that's something that we just want to believe because our lives was totally messed up. It was totally destroyed. But as we move into recovery, our lives get better. Doors start opening up for us. Situations start looking better. We started feeling good about ourselves. But the shame and the guilt of our past is like a cloud over our minds because of the things that were done to us and the things we have done to others. And there will be some people that will want to push your buttons, take away your peace, take away your control, take away your recovery because they don't want to see you make it. They don't want to see you prosper. And why is that? Because they have something against you. They don't want to see, they want to see you fail. So that's why they try to cause you to lose your peace, your direction, mess with your emotions to cause you to act a certain way. It's just like you can have, you're on driving on the road and one person may drive crazy. You may not act get out their way. Don't let that affect you. You just continue on your way. Make sure that you're safe, that you're not around this person that's driving erratic. But then another person, he drives erratic and gets upset, want to follow him, want to express how mad and upset they are, and you have road rage. Two people experiencing the same thing, but both of them are coming out with different results. So what you did was you controlled your emotions by not allowing their actions affect you. You didn't lose your peace because you didn't allow that crazy driving around you affect you. And this is something that we have to learn how to do on a regular basis in our recovery and living life on life's terms. Because everybody is not our friend. Everybody does not want to see us make it. Everybody does not want to see us prosper. They want us to suffer. There's people that want us to suffer because they may not like us or what we did in our addiction. It could be many reasons. But the interesting thing I found in recovery is that how a person feels, that's on them. That's not on me. That's their choice. That's their direction. It is not me. Because a person doesn't like me and doesn't want to see me prosper, that's their feeling, that's their actions, that's their choice. They can believe and act the way they want to do because that's their life. But their choices do not affect me because I don't allow them to cause me to lose my peace or lose my direction. When I give them the attention and get upset, then they're living rent-free in my head. And that's where they want to be. So they can control me to act other than myself, to make me make a bad decision, to cause me to do something that I will regret later. I must protect my peace. Recovery taught me that, Robert, you have to do the work on self. You have to protect yourself. It's your job, nobody else's, to make your life better. It's your job to protect your peace, nobody else's. And when I realized that in my recovery, my life got better. When I realized that, then the actions of others did not affect me the way they wanted it to affect me. It just lets me know where that person stands, what they believe in, and it's up to me to give them 50 feet because they're out to hurt me or cause me to lose direction. The Bible says bad associations spoil good habits. So if they're giving me bad habits, then I should not associate with them. I should not associate with them until they change their behavior. If they change their behavior, then I associate with them. If they continue on the path that is, I leave them alone, lead them to their own demise, to their own direction, to what they want to do for themselves. I don't have nothing to do with you because you're out to destroy my peace. You're out to hurt me. And, the interesting thing is that people look at your faults, but they don't look at theirs. When they're trying to put you on the chopping block, they try to make themselves look like they're perfect, that they don't make mistakes, that every choice that they made was the right choice. But life has told me that we're all imperfect people and we all make mistakes. So nobody's better than the other person. You can present yourself and act like you're better than the other person, but you're not. You're a human being just like everybody else, and you're faulty just like everybody else, and you make mistakes just like everybody else, and you have made mistakes just like everybody else. So you're not different from anybody else on this planet. The only difference is the way you live your life. Whether you have the means to live the life that you choose or the means that you don't have. You do not have the way to live your life the way you choose to because you don't have the money to. But that's the only difference. That is the only difference with life, is that they have money to live their great life, or you don't, and you're working your life to live the best way you possibly can to live your own best life. And that's the fact. What I learned in my recovery is that when I focus on everybody else's, what they've done to me, that I don't grow. When I look at just my faults, then I'm paying close attention to what I need to do to make my life better, to correct the mistakes that I've made, to move forward in my recovery. And my recovery doesn't get better unless I work on Robert. I don't get years of recovery unless I continually to work on Robert. My life doesn't get better unless I continually work on Robert. And when I look at myself and what I need to accomplish to make my life better, it gives me an inner peace because I don't clean the wreckage of my past. Now I'm just cleaning the situations and the mistakes that I made in the present, which are just situations that I can overcome. The hard work was cleaning the wreckage of the past that addiction has carried me into recovery. So it's important to protect your peace. We all have people that don't want to see us make it. I don't care who you are, there are always going to be some haters that want to see you fail, that want to take away your peace. They want you to suffer. They want you to suffer like they are suffering. Misery loves company. Addicts love company. Addicts associate with people that use. And the funny thing is, in my active addiction, I associated with people that was untrustworthy, that stole, that if you leave your stuff down, they will take from you. They will set you up. But we had a perfect bond because we wanted a drug. We wanted to get high. So we associated with it and we depended on each other so we can get high. And we destroyed our lives because we stayed stuck. But recovery gave us a new way of life, hope. It's given us peace. We built a sound foundation in our recovery. So, today we're talking about control and power. Don't allow nobody to have control to live rent-free in your head, to cause you to make bad decisions, to cause you to act other than yourself. That's what they want you to do. But if you take a step back and look at the actions of the other person, if you don't feed into the negativity, if you don't feed into that attitude, then things is all one-sided. It's all on them. It's not on you. You don't look like the bad guy because you're not falling victim to them destroying your peace and your happiness. See, I believe that everybody can think and believe whatever they want to believe. That's on them. That's not on me. My job is to make sure that I live life on life's terms. I correct the mistakes that I make, and I keep moving forward in living my best life. Living on life's terms, keeping my recovery, focusing on myself. And as I focused on myself, I realized that a lot of things that happened to me are linked to my past trauma. So just because I've overcome the past trauma doesn't mean that life situations doesn't link me back to the trauma. And as I'm more adept to knowing Robert, because I'm paying attention to Robert now, his actions and how he feels about things, then I understand why I feel the way I do when things happen. And I act accordingly to protect my peace and my happiness. And I keep my power. I keep my control because I don't act other than myself to allow somebody to cause me to act other than who Robert is because they want to hurt me mentally, physically, or emotionally. Protect peace. Control your emotions. See, I learned to control my emotions. And it's not an easy feat to do. It takes time. Oh, yeah, I still get bent out of shape at times, but on the inside, not on the outside. Last but not least, understand this. Life is short. Addiction has taken a lot from you. A lot of your time, a lot of the blessings that living life on life's terms give you. Addiction has taken family members away from you, loved ones away from you. Addiction has made it hard for you to take care of yourself because of the situations that you've done in your addiction. So you had to find a way to live life on life's terms. You had to find a new way of taking care of yourself financially. You had to take care of yourself emotionally and physically because in your addiction, you beat your body up. So you probably have medical issues that you need to take care of to get yourself back on the good foot, if you can, depending on how much damage you did to your body. I was in active addiction for 40 years, and I did a lot of damage to my body. Trust me, I'm at 66 and I feel it. I truly feel it. And I have nobody to blame but myself because I'm the one that made the choices that I did to live in addiction. I made that choice. But I made a choice to live in recovery. And as I made my choice to live in recovery, I had to do the work. I had to do the work on myself. It taught me how to protect my peace. Recovery taught me that everybody has a right to make a good decision and bad decision. It's entirely up to them. That's their life, not mine. It's their life, not mine. It's up to them to change their behavior to make their life better. All I can do is be an example in my recovery by living my best life. All I can do is say, this is my boundary. This is something that I will not do. But if you choose to do it, that is totally on you. I can't help you. I will not cross my boundary on that. That's your choice. I wish you well. It doesn't mean I stop loving and caring about you. It just means that that's my boundary, and that's something that I will not do because I don't believe in what you're doing. That's taking care of myself, being in control of myself, and most importantly, don't allow people, places, or things divert you from your primary purpose of losing your peace. This is Robert Goodman here on Positive Stroke Staying Clean. I hope that what I shared with you today will enlighten you to live your best life. You have a great Friday. And remember, it's the weekend. If you're off Saturday and Sunday, this is the last day of work. This is the week. The money, you done made it for the week. It's money in the bank. Next week, you get paid for this week. Isn't that a blessing? That's how I look at my work week. The blessings, the fruits of your labor. How you taking care of yourself on living your best life. You have a great and wonderful day.